First time encounter between those two. And next up, Yingsha, China's imperious world #1, taking on Yangzi Liu of Australia in the women's singles. Lots more to come in the opening session. This is session 1 of 2 today. We've got 6 matches in total to bring you to start off the first session. Next up though, women's singles, round of 64.
From Australia, please welcome Yangzi Liu.
Yingsha is always so incredibly well supported wherever she goes. The world #1, she's been top of the standings since July 2022. First reached the #1 spot in February 2022. Had a 7-week hiatus from being the very best in the world, but since July, 3 years ago, she has been an immovable force at the top of the rankings. Yangzi Liu of Australia will need to be at her very best to take on the top seed here, the world #33. It'll be a great experience for her no matter what happens, because you have to play the very best in order to become even better. Well, this is the first meeting between this pair. Peter Chung is overseeing this match, women's singles, round of 64. Yingsha, of course, we don't really need to give her too much by way of introduction, do we, Jimmy? Current world #1, reigning world champion. Absolute superstar of the sport, one of China's most recognizable sports people. Just listen to the noise. She makes her way out onto the field of play. Ahead of the coin toss, her fans travel the world in support of their superstar.
Blue and red. What color? Liu, blue. It is blue. Service. Sights. Okay.
Well, 2-minute warm-up before this match gets underway. The players just inspecting each other's rackets so they know what they're dealing with, they know what to expect. Shasha fans in the audience, as we'd expect, looking for her 3rd consecutive WTT Grand Smash title, her 4th overall. And that player there, the Australia Yangzi Liu, 23-year-old. She's got 2 quarter-final finishes to her name this season. She reached the last 8 at the WTT Contender in Muscat and the Contender event in Tunis as well. But this is a very different prospect, isn't it? This is a Smash-level tournament, and she's beginning her campaign against the world #1. Now listen to the roars, Jimmy, inside the Maverick Arena as Yingsha is introduced to the crowd. Well, what will Yangzi Liu need to do against the world #1 to give herself a chance in this one, Jimmy?
Well, the first thing to point out is anytime you watch your opponent check your racket, which we just saw there, that means she has some kind of pips out on her other side. I actually don't know exactly what she has until she starts playing with it, and I'll make an educated guess. It's probably going to be medium pips or long pips or short pips. It could be either one, but it's definitely not inverted, or she wouldn't Sun wouldn't have looked at her paddle. So that's the first thing to know, is when looking at the racket of Liu.
Well, this was the Singapore Smash from February. This is when Yingsha won back-to-back Singapore Smashes, beating Kwai-Man, a surprise finalist in that one. It's her 3rd Smash title. She also won the event in China, but made it back-to-back in Singapore. she'll be hoping for a good run here in the United States, Las Vegas. And certainly she's the favourite, Jimmy, for this one, the top seed, the world #1. And she, despite playing thousands of miles from home, she will have the crowd very much behind her. And the fan vote, not surprising, is it?
She'll definitely be a strong favorite. Looking at the racket of Liu on her black rubber side, which is her backhand side, she has pips out. It looks to be short pips from up here by the way the ball's coming off her racket. So that's why Sun was looking at her paddle before the match started. She just wanted to get a look at what kind of pips it was. But yeah, she'll definitely be a strong favorite. But if you're Liu, you want this to be a best-of-5. They go to best-of-7 in the quarterfinals on because it's a lot easier to upset these world #1s or these great players when the match is shorter compared to a best-of-7.
Love 1.
And I'm not even 100% sure I'm accurate on the pips judgment because she just tried to spin that ball on the black side of the rubber. Oh, that does sound like pips. Okay.
Love.
So she's got some kind of short pips there on the backhand side. She spun that first ball like it was inverted. It threw me off, but I could tell by the sound of it she's got short pips on her backhand.
Love.
It's a rapid start for the #1 seed, and she's making things look pretty easy out there, Jimmy, so far.
And the great ones do that. They make the game look so easy.
Love 4.
And we talked about the altitude, about the conditions, but we haven't talked about the impact of crossing multiple time zones. And of course, Sun Yingsha, as well as Yangzi Liu, that come from the other side of the world to play in this.
1-4.
And that's what we call an unforced error there by Sun. We'll watch it again. See, this is normally a very easy shot for any athlete in this tournament, so she missed that one there. So when talking about unforced errors, some people might ask, well, what is an unforced error? Well, that was a good example of an unforced error where that's a ball they're going to make usually 9 out of 10 times.
4-2.
Nice topspin coming off that backhand side from Liu to get Sun to blow that ball off the table. Watch this opening heavy spin, and she blew that ball way off the table. So that gives you an idea of how much topspin Liu created on that backhand opening. Yeah, there's the sound of that pips out. I could hear it from way up here. And Rebecca, we're very high up in this arena, so we've got a really good view from high up, but boy, you could hear the sound of that pips when she smacked that backhand. It was a nice looking rally. So for me, Rebecca, anytime the world #1's out there, it doesn't matter who their opponent is, it's always a treat to watch. Just to watch the #1's game, body language, just, it's almost like everything they do is fun to watch.
Let's 3-6.
Nice serve
6-4.
by Liu. Got Sun to dump that ball into the net, and she's only down 2 points, Rebecca.
Yeah, we talked about the rapid start for Sun Yingsha, but Yangzi Liu has really held her nerve here in the opening points to claw her way back into it.
7-4.
Well, you talked about her results in the WTT before this tournament, and they sounded impressive when you reeled off. You know, she's making the quarterfinals here and going far in some of the other events. So that is a really good player.
4-8.
Playing Sun right now. So these are not gimmies for these world #1s. Not at all. Wow, that's too good. And Sun just kind of stood there and didn't expect that ball. Watch this right here. I mean, Sun just said, I wasn't waiting there. I'm going to just give you the point.
Let's.
It's so unusual to see Sun misdirection like that. She's like always to the ball. For her to be that confused on that ball is interesting.
8-6.
It's certainly interesting to see just the 2 points in it. As you say, Liu, a handy player, world number 33. Don't get there by accident.
So you can clearly see Sun's out of rhythm this first game. We've seen her make some uncharacteristic unforced errors. Watch this shot right here. Just timing was completely off. So again, her first match in altitude in Las Vegas. She's trying to find her rhythm. That's one way to find your rhythm. Is Sun backed off that point, played that ball really safe, didn't want to make an error, ended up winning the point outright. So a lot of times these athletes, when you see them missing the shots with speed, they'll back off, try to play a more safe and controlled game like that. In the case of Sun, she's won the last 2 points just backing off, put the ball on the table with control, and she got Liu to miss a couple balls that normally Liu wouldn't miss.
11
points to 7. Sun Yingsha survives a little bit of a scare there to make it through game number 1. And Liu showing good mental fortitude against the world number 1 in their very first WT encounter. So Sun Yingsha, the world number 1. Also number 1 seed here as well. China dominating the seeds, seeded 1 through to 5. Wang Wenyu, world number 2, seeded 2 here. She will be in action as well on table number 1. We look forward to seeing her as well. Chen Qingtong, Wang Yidi, Kuai Man of China dominating those top 5 spots. Miwa Harimoto, Mina Ito and Satsuki Odo, the best of the rest. A lot of exciting talent among the ranks of the Japanese players as well. And that was a look at the top 8 seeds who are playing here in Las Vegas. But so lucky to see so much talent on display here in the Maverick Arena. And Sun Yingsha, who takes the opening game against Yangzi, 11 points to 7. Jimmy, do you think there'll be things that she'll do differently now in game number 2, having got a bit of a feel for the table?
Well, I kind of feel like I know what she wants to do. She would like to be able to play with a little more force to feel better about herself. You know, most of these athletes, especially the great one, they want to go out there and rip a couple balls on the table, make some really good shots, and feel like they found their A game, so to speak. And right now, she's won most of her points just by playing a safe and controlled game, which she can do all day. It's going to be up to Liu to get through that to make her take more risks. Well, that's just too good by Liu. How about that receive? When you need a point, just step around and crank it to the wide forehand there of Sun. So Sun looking back at her coach right there. You know, she's kind of missing a lot of balls early in the rally compared to what she's used to. Oh, that's too good. That's too good right there. Let's watch it again. Watch this. To the wide backhand that time of Sun. See, that's what Sun would like to do. See, she went for force because she normally is able to make those kind of shots. They're not going well for her right now, so that's how she wants to play. You saw her reaction there. She's not too happy about that miss.
5-1.
So let's go back to talking about altitude, and this is the first match for him. This is not unusual, what we're seeing right now out of Sun. She won the first game, but you can see how she's making some errors she normally doesn't make. It takes time to get used to these conditions. The ball's much faster than at sea level. We're 2,000 feet above sea level right now.
5-1.
Oh,
6-1.
great job finishing. Started with a good serve, got her to pop it up a little, and then boom, with those pips out on that backhand side, Rebecca.
2-6.
The second point of this second game for Sun Yingsha. Yangzi seems to be sort of a master at deception, doesn't she? You think she's going one way, and actually the return goes another.
That ball came off the paddle in an unusual fashion by LIU. She actually put her hand up. It was some kind of mishit, and that's what threw off Sun there on the reaction. Oh, nice serve.
7-3.
That's what I like to do when things aren't going well. I just serve it deep and hope something good comes out of that. Perhaps Sun thinking the same there. There's a few nicely played backhands there by Sun to win that point. That might give her a little bit of confidence. Anytime you can get 2 or 3 in a row on the table, that always makes you feel good.
And could this be the turning point, do you think, Jimmy, in game number 2? Sun Yingsha with a bit of momentum now.
Well, it could be, because we know that Sun, she's so intelligent, and if her speed game's not working, she's going to back off like she just did that last point and play her controlled game, which is still very difficult to get through. See, she went for some speed again there. First 2 shots were quality. That last one didn't go on. That's how she wants to play. Let's watch it again. See, that's nice. And then that one, she went for a little extra and wasn't able to get it on the table. Normally at this time of a game, the great ones, like world #1 Sun, she's probably going to start really making sure she doesn't make any unforced errors, get the ball on the table, force LIU to make quality shots through her. That's what she doesn't want to do right there. Credit LIU for a great serve. The last thing Sun wants to do right now is miss receives and miss early in the rally. Oh, see, that's what she's trying to avoid. Great job by LIU. She's got 4 game points in the second game. Credit LIU for eliminating her unforced errors and just really playing solid table tennis this whole game. Great job. Get the ball on the table. Sun misses it. And this match is tied up, Rebecca, at 1 game apiece.
The more uncomfortable it is for her. She's just passing that first ball.
No rush.
There's no need. For the first, on the first ball, there's no need.
Also receive. Also running. I think if I one trick. Don't rush.
I think it's more the difference of the first ball. Short backhand, long forehand. Change those two.
Well, what an impressive second game that was for Yangzi, who really held her nerve there against a formidable opponent in Sun Yingsha, who took the opener 11 points to 7. Yangzi then equalised at a game apiece by winning the second 11-6. And what was the key there, do you think, Jimmy, for her win in game number 2?
Well, she played so solid from the first point, didn't make mistakes early in the rally, was able to get the ball on the table early in the rally, and you saw a lot of unforced errors coming off of the racket of Sun.
1 love.
And again, that point right there is what she did so well the last game as well. So Sun making a lot of mistakes early in the rally. So I was listening to the coach of LIU, and they're like, hey, no need to go for a lot of force early in the rally. Get the ball on the table, make Sun prove she can get through those balls and extend the rally out. So watch this kind of safe opening with spin. See, that's kind of the goal right now of LIU. Don't make mistakes early in the rally. Force Sun to have to make quality shots. That's a good serve right there. Put that deep serve right into the body of LIU. Won the point outright. Another one. Nice point by both athletes. Let's watch it again. That's gotta make Sun feel a little better because she put 3 quality high-speed shots there on the table.
1-4.
This ball right here by Sun is loaded with topspin. The first thing I'm thinking is, can Liu get that ball down on the table? She was not able to. Those balls are loaded. There's another one. You see how much topspin she gets on that ball, Rebecca? The last 2 points, Liu has missed that ball off the end of the table, off slow spinny loops. Nice rally. Sun has served 3 deep serves in a row into the body of Liu. So that's definitely something that was talked about with her coach after that last game. There's another one. Oh, she caught the edge.
3-5.
So interesting tactics going on by Sun right now. She's serving deep 4 times in a row. There is a good look at that ball, clipping the edge there.
3-6.
That's interesting as well, the deep serves. That's what we saw in the last match as well between Felix Lebrun and Suki Tagami, adopting a similar tactic.
So right now, the high arcing, slow, spinny shots of Sun giving Liu fits this whole game. And there's one right there, misses the ball off the end of the table. And Sun can do those all day. At that speed, she's not going to miss many of those.
8-3.
Starting to look a lot more comfortable now in game number 3.
She is, and she's backed off this game. She's going to a more slow, spinny, and controlled game, and it's paying off. Not really taking much risk for her level. See, she went for risk there, she missed it. And that's what, you know, most of these great players are doing, and the great ones can do it better than the players not ranked as high, is they like to play with speed like that. But if you start missing too many of them, you have to back off, whether you're world number 1 or world number 100. You can't just keep missing those balls. And so that's what we're seeing Sun do out there, is trying to find that fine line. See, there's a controlled shot, wins the point. Oh, great receive. She put side chop on that receive. Watch it again. Watch this receive. She hadn't done that the whole match. Normally it's just a straight cut. She changed it up, won the point outright. Oh, what a finish.
Looks like she's unlock the key to playing in these conditions. Yingsha takes a 2-game-to-1 lead in what was the most dominant scoreline we've seen so far, winning that one 11 points to 4. Yangzi Lu with a must-win in the next one, but Yingsha will be feeling a lot more comfortable now after wrapping up her second game, and doing so in pretty dominant fashion.
正常拉就行，你越瞄越不到输，啊，你正常就行，输赢正常拉就好。
Here we go then, game number 4. Yingsha 2-games-to-1 up. Yangzi Lu will need to call on all of her mental and physical reserves in this one in a must-win. Looking good in game number 2, and she'll need to bring that energy back now into game number 4. But it's going to be a difficult prospect, isn't it, Jimmy, with Yingsha, who looks to have unlocked the key to success now.
And we saw another deep serve to start this game, so Sun's sure serving deep like crazy. Haven't seen many short serves lately. Let's see what she does here. So it's almost like a known strategy for her opponent as well. She's just going to come out and serve deep. She obviously feels more comfortable with the ball coming at her off her deep serves, because Liu has to use her black side of her rubber, which is pips. So nice flick there by Liu. That's a quality flick right there, because that receive wasn't that bad. She got a lot of force on that flick. Oh, another one. That was a nice receive there by Sun, too. She kept it low, took it off the bounce. Watch this receive. Good receive, better flick. What a great start for Liu. Oh, another quality flick. This time it was the backhand coming around to the forehand side, out to the wide forehand of Sun there. Another deep serve. That time Liu didn't get any pace on the receive. That threw Sun off there. This is turning out, Rebecca, to be a really good match. So no matter what happens from here on out, this is going to be interesting to watch. Oh, all started with a good serve. Got Sun to pop that ball up enough to smack that forehand flick in.
Here now the crowd starting to cheer for Yingsha.
And right now Liu just in a great rhythm, can do no wrong this game. Look at this beautiful angle she got right there. And there's the emotion.
She's been very adaptable, hasn't she, Liu?
Another deep serve. Oh my goodness, look at that, Rebecca. Boy, when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. Watch these backhands by Liu. There's one, and there's another one. Sun won that point, but from the looks of things, from my angle of vision, Liu's gotten used to that deep serve and is starting to receive it well. So Sun might think about changing that thing up. Oh, that backhand is just beautiful to watch. Those pips on that black side. Watch this backhand right here. Boom. Right into the middle of Sun. Why not? I mean, she's been making that flick the whole game, and it's given some fits. So why not keep going for him? Well, Rebecca, we've talked about it the last few matches that this environment is ripe for upsets. It's the first match, they're best of 5. We're in a 2,000 above sea level altitude, 2,000 feet above sea level. It's very fast here. There's no way any of these athletes can be totally used to these conditions, their first match. And look what we have right here in the making. Oh, beautifully played by LIU to win the 4th game, and this match will go to a Game 5, Rebecca.
I mean, you talk about upsets, it's already an upset, isn't it, to see the world #1 taken to a 5th game. It's just not what we were expecting. It wasn't in the script at all. LIU, really impressive against the world #1. That's how things look at the minute. Yingsha taking the opener. LIU
maybe you make some mistakes, don't let that
taking the
go back
second
on
game.
your,
Yingsha 11 points to third.
towards the game. It's normal. You will make a little bit more mistakes on the first part of the set. You know
points to 4.
啊，别老想着这个反手，哎，你就是听着这么这个指了，你不能想试试他嘛，你往前靠着也行，要不就退一点。那么你卡的那个位置有点不舒服，现在。啊，主要你还是自己不管怎么打这个球，不要较劲，这第一个。第二个，专注打进去。你现在就打七八的，没打进去根本就，声音有点高啊，专注一点，啊，一分分来，好吧？啊，可以，加油啊，要有钱啊！
For Yingsha from the coach there was firstly focus on your placement and secondly just focus. What do you make of that, Jimmy? Do you think that's fair?
Well, it's fair to me. Anytime any members of the Chinese team talk, I listen. So that's great information being relayed to all of us coming from the side of the bench of Sun. And here we go, Rebecca. This 5th game has started. And Rebecca, you know, I do some coaching in table tennis. I like to tell my students in these kind of situations, and here's the situation of LIU, I like to say, okay, as hard as it was to get to a Game 5 against world #1, it's going to be equally as hard, if not harder, to finish the match.
2-1.
And if you are Yangzi, how do you finish the match? Because at some point the pressure is going to get to you. You're in a 5th game against the world #1.
Well, you got to try to play like you did Game 4, and it's also going to depend on how well Sun plays. She's changed the serve. She went away from the deep serve, won the point outright. It shocked LIU. She's like, what? The serve's not deep? Missed it outright. So obviously they talked about that as well.
2-1.
I expect to see another serve that's not deep right now.
2-all.
That's what I would do from LIU. Watch this point, just try to keep extending the rally. Don't do anything too crazy. Look for the shot if it's there, and just keep the pressure on Sun. Make her make quality shots through you to win the match. And that's the fine line there, LIU. You know, do you play another controlled shot on, or do you go for this right here? I don't have the answer. That's why they're out there. I'm watching it. You know, that's what these athletes are thinking out there, though. Oh, great get there by Sun. Let's watch that rally again. It's going to come off the top of the net right there, and Sun just did a great job getting the ball on the table. That's all you generally want to do. when you're facing a net ball against you, just try to get it on the table enough to where your opponent can't crunch it. She won the point outright. There's a good look at her black rubber, the pips out. You could see that close up there on that angle. Oh, and I love that as for your Liu. You want Sun to give you a few mistakes like that to stay in the match, and that's why these pressure games are so difficult. Shots that are normally not that difficult become more difficult because you're a little more tense. That time we saw a deep serve and a nice forehand finishing loop there by Sun. And she's going to change sides of the table with a 2-point lead in this fifth and deciding game.
3-5.
Great job by Liu, hanging in that point, bringing another ball back, because Sun played some beautiful shots until that last miss right there. Sun was in control of that point, but Liu hung in there and kept getting the ball back with enough quality to get Sun to make a mistake there. There's another one where Liu, if she can make that shot, that's the difference between winning and losing games like that. She goes for it right here, and that's the second time we've seen her go for some force and miss off the end of the table. She's going to take a timeout.
She's preferring already to put some more balls rather than her going to the first flicks. So that's okay. You're in the perfect situation.
She's just trying to be safe.
Of course, of course.
Don't rush.
But at the same time, it's about placement. Yeah. It's about, so when you say don't rush, it's more about don't try to win the points directly by the power of the punches that you give.
My heart rate is not controllable.
Listen, what got you here? What got you here? Just think about what you have to do, and your heart rate will go to the normal place. Just think of what you have to do. What do you have to do? Placement of the ball, right? The punch is into the right place. Instead of trying to kill over the speed and the power, it's the placement. You play a little bit more in the middle. You play more in the forehand. You open in the forehand. Those little things is what give you the chance of her making the mistake. Also. Come on, 1 point by point. Doesn't matter.
They win it point by point. And interestingly, Jimmy, he said it's about placement, and that was the same message that Sun Yingsha was given a little earlier as well.
And that really fits in nicely with what we discussed, Rebecca.
6-4.
When the athletes go for too much, they're missing it a lot. So the coach there for Liu says, hey, don't go for speed, go for control and placement. Oh, beautiful point there. That was a great job there by Sung, just playing the speed of the ball. Watch this, she reacts to the ball, same speed of the ball, and then got Liu to miss that last shot there. Oh, that ball's so heavy, so much topspin, heavy with topspin, getting Liu to miss it completely. Watch this, that ball has got so much topspin. Not a lot of pace on it, missed it completely. Oh, and there's a nicely played receive there. She took that ball off the bounce, kept it low to the net, won the point outright.
What a point that was for Sun Yingsha to bring up 6 match points. She's managed to figure it out. That's where her class is beginning to show now, Jimmy.
Anytime you can go back and chop the ball, you're loving that kind of win. Ooh, what an angle. Oh, and what a finish for Sun to win game 5.
Well, that was an absolutely intriguing match between world number 1 Sun Yingsha and world number 33 Yangzi Liu. Sun Yingsha getting through a tricky 5-game encounter to seal her place in the second round. She won't want too many more of them. Certainly wasn't the way she expected to begin her campaign against a tough Australian opponent. Sun Yingsha made to work incredibly hard for that win, but congratulations indeed to her. We'll see her in the next round where she'll play either Hannah Goda of Egypt or a qualifying player. Look forward to seeing her again in this competition, but credit must go to Yangzi of Australia for putting up an incredible fight to take the world number 1 to a 5th and final game. That's how the match panned out. Just over half an hour is how long it took for Sun Yingsha to dispatch a spirited Yangzi, who made life very frustrating indeed for the top seed. It's Sun Yingsha who managed to prevail in the end, her class just proving a bit too much